The Samsung Galaxy S5 and HTC One M8 are both incredible handsets, but as is the case with any battle to the death, there can only be one winner. At first glance, there's only one winner, and that's the HTC One M8, a beautiful all-brushed metal smartphone with subtle curves and precision-engineered speaker grills. The Galaxy S5's textured back panel and plastic outer shell definitely can't match the One M8 in the star stakes, and that back panel vibrates fairly vigorously when you crank up the volume too. But the fact it's water resistant to a depth of 1 meter works hugely in its favour. However, the One M8 is the better eye candy and one of the best built phones we've ever seen. The One M8 gets a 5-inch Full HD screen, so both text and icons are incredibly sharp. It's also bright, serves up vibrant colours and has excellent viewing angles. Samsung's managed to find space for a slightly bigger 5.1-inch Full HD Super AMOLED display, and in true Samsung style, it's bright and vibrant, superb for outdoor viewing, adjusts cleverly to different lighting conditions and doesn't fade even when viewed at extreme angles. With both too good to be losers, this round's a draw. Both phones are powered by a quad-core Snapdragon 801 processor and 2GB of RAM, with the only difference being that the S5 is clocked at 2.5 GHz to the M8's 2.3. Now both tear through the latest 3D games and play Full HD videos without stumbling. The S5 makes more obvious use of its power through software features such as multi-window, but the M8 seems a little slicker when scrolling through home screens and opening apps and widgets. Given that you're likely to be doing more of the latter, this round goes to the M8. In general daytime use, the S5 packs the better snapper. It's super fast, locks on in an instant, colours are accurate, and with 16 megapixels to play around with, there's bags of detail, which is great for cropping. In low light, images are too grainy, plus Samsung's ditched the night mode and replaced it with a picture stabilisation option that's hidden away inside a menu. The M8's 4-megapixel sensor uses bigger ultra pixels for better low-light shots, and it has an added depth sensor which is great for refocusing shots after being taken. The S5 does a similar thing, but with less impressive results. And the M8's dual LED flash improves colours in murky conditions, specifically skin tones, which will come in handy when shooting indoors or at night. It's another close call, so we're calling this one a draw. Both phones run the latest version of Android 4.4 KitKat, each with its own skin on top. So the M8 gets HTC's customizable Sense 6 interface, complete with the slick blink feed for social media and news updates, which now handles RSS feeds and learns what you like to prioritize content in your feed. Other nice touches include a double tap to unlock and the ability to swipe straight into blink feed or your last opened app, even when the phone is off. The S5 gets Samsung's touch with skin, and this time icons are simple, key apps like the S Planner calendar are cleaner, and all the Samsung bloatware has been tidied away. The main attraction, however, is My Magazine, a Flipboard-powered stream of images and links to news, although it's not as sophisticated or as customizable as HTC's efforts. Samsung's innovations are also present, including last year's motion gestures. While personal taste will go a long way to determining which of the two you prefer, we think HTC's sophisticated interface and useful touches completely trump Samsung's superfluous approach. Now this category is a bit of an uneven contest, as the S5 is crammed with lots of extra tricks, like a fingerprint scanner which you can use to pay for Samsung apps, authorise PayPal transactions and access private files. There's a heart rate tracker that integrates with the S Health app, and a download booster which uses Wi-Fi and 4G to speed up downloads. The One M8 on the other hand sticks to the tried and tested method. It lacks none of the essentials, but dual sensor camera aside, it offers little functionality that the S5 doesn't, bar those class-leading front-facing boom sound speakers. With its wider range of features, we've got to give this one to the S5. The S5 has the advantage when it comes to battery life, lasting a full day, while the new ultra power saving mode will prove useful, limiting usability and changing the screen to grayscale. That's enough to see 30% last 3 days, while 4% will get you half an hour before conking out. There's also the added bonus of a swappable battery. The M8, meanwhile, gets a slightly smaller battery and lasts for roughly a normal day's use, so the S5 definitely takes this round. HTC has finally caught up with Samsung, so both devices pack expandable storage via microSD. SIM-free price tags are pretty similar too, so there really is very little to call between them. As far as head-to-heads go, it doesn't get much closer than this, but it's the differences between them that ultimately decide this battle. The S5 has loads of extra unique features, though it's likely some will get switched off and ignored. But if you want to own a sophisticated smartphone in terms of its physical build and the software that runs on it, you'll be better off with the One M8. It has less features, but overall it feels like the slicker device, and while it's a close call, the HTC One M8 has the slight edge, and that makes it our overall winner.